Hey everyone, and welcome back to Old Charles. Today, we're tackling a coin that's sitting in thousands of piggy banks, coin jars, and inherited collections across the country. It's a coin that looks and feels just like the ones you might get as change decades ago, but it holds a secret that could mean the difference between 50 cents and over $15,000. This is the 1974 Kennedy half dollar. For most people, it's a common piece of recent history. But for a lucky few, it's an absolute treasure. In this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about the 1974 half dollar. We'll look at the key dates, the massive blunder at the mint that created a superstar coin, and of course, we'll give you the real, up-to-date values. So, grab your coins, and let's get started. First, a little context. The Kennedy half dollar was first minted in 1964 as a tribute to the assassinated president. From 1965 to 1970, they were minted in a silver-clad composition, which makes those years desirable for their silver content alone. But in 1971, that changed. That's right. The vast, and I mean vast, majority of 1974 half dollars are made of that copper-nickel clad sandwich. They were minted in absolutely enormous numbers, over 280 million coins. That's why when you find a regular, worn 1974 P or 1974 D half dollar in your change, it's worth exactly 50 cents. Its value is purely face value. Sorry to burst the bubble for 99.9% of you watching. While the Philadelphia and Denver mints were pumping out clad coins for circulation, the San Francisco mint had a different job. Their job was to create special coins for collectors. This is a 1974 S-proof coin. It was sold directly to collectors in sets. These coins are struck with special polished dies on polished planchets, giving them that incredible, mirror-like background and frosted, cameo effect on the design. And here's the crucial part, many of these 1974 S-proof coins, and a small number of uncirculated coins from San Francisco, were struck in a 40% silver composition, outer layers asterisk 80% silver. 20% copper core asterisk 21% silver, 79% copper total silver weight asterisk approximately 0.16 troy ounces. So, how do you tell if your 1974 S is the common clad version or the valuable 40% silver version? This is the easiest way. A copper nickel clad coin will have a very distinct brown copper stripe right down the middle of the edge. A 40% silver coin, however, will have a solid, silvery edge with no copper stripe. It's that simple. So, a 1974 S-proof or uncirculated coin with a solid silver edge is worth a premium for its silver content alone. In circulated condition, you'll almost never find a silver one. They were only sold to collectors. Now, we get to the main event. The coin that can turn your pocket change into a down payment on a car. This is the 1974 D double die obverse. A double die error occurs when the hub, which imparts the design onto a coin die, shifts slightly between impressions. This creates a coin where all the design elements appear doubled. It's one of the most famous and sought-after error types in all of numismatics. On the 1974 DDDO, look for clear doubling on the inscriptions, "In God We Trust." You can see a distinct shadow or ghost letter, especially on the G, "In God," and the W, "In We." You can also see it on the date, particularly the 974, and on Kennedy's hair and jawline. This was a major blunder by the Denver Mint, and while several thousand may have entered circulation, they are incredibly rare and highly coveted today. Alright, let's talk numbers. Values are based on recent auction sales and the gray sheet, the wholesale coin dealer standard, and they can fluctuate. A nice, shiny, uncirculated coin might fetch $1 to $5, with gem quality, MS65 or higher, going $4.10 to $25. It's a novelty, not a huge money maker. This is where it gets serious. $2,000, $5,000. A truly superb example. Hold on to your seats. In 2021, an MS64 sold $4.11,400, and an MS66 example, one of the finest known, sold for a staggering $15,600. So, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go through your half dollars. Point 1. First, look for the D mint mark on the obverse front, right above the date. Point 2. Get a magnifying glass or use your phone's macro camera. ***. Look closely at In God We Trust. Do you see any doubling? Any shadowing? Compare it to a regular coin online. Point 3. If you think you have it, do not clean it, get it authenticated by a reputable coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. The cost of grading is worth it for a coin of this potential value. So, the 1974 half dollar is a perfect example of why coin collecting is so exciting. On the surface, it's a common, modern coin. But dig a little deeper, and you find a world of rare varieties and incredible stories. The US half dollar is a coin steeped in American history, reflecting the nation's evolution through its designs, compositions, and usage. Its story is one of shifting purpose, from a workhorse of commerce to a commemorative collectible. Designed by Christian Gobrecht, this coin featured Liberty seated on a rock, holding a shield and a pole with a Liberty cap. It underwent several minor modifications throughout its run, including the addition of In God We Trust on the reverse during the Civil War in 1866. Named for its designer, Chief Engraver Charles E. Barber, this coin was part of a wholesale redesign of U.S. silver coins. While functional, its design was often criticized as being uninspired. It circulated heavily during the Gilded Age and the Progressive Era. Designed by the Walking Liberty half dollar, is widely considered one of the most beautiful U.S. coins ever minted. It depicted Liberty striding confidently toward the dawn, draped in the American flag, with a reverse featuring a majestic eagle in flight. Its artistic bullion coin, where it remains today. Despite its beauty, the design was challenging to strike fully, leading to many weakly detailed coins. A shift to a more modern, symbolic design occurred with the Franklin half dollar, designed by John R. Sinek. It featured a portrait of Benjamin Franklin on the obverse and the Liberty Bell on the reverse, with a small eagle to the right of the bell, a requirement by law for U.S. silver coins. This design was in production for a relatively short period but is a nostalgic favorite for many. The most significant turning point in the half dollar's history was the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in November 1963. The public and government demanded a quick and fitting tribute. 1964, a rush to memorialize, ***. Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts designed the obverse, based on his presidential medal, and Frank Gasparo designed the reverse, adapted from the presidential seal. The coin was rushed into production and released in March 1964 to massive public demand. People lined up for blocks to get them, and they were hoarded as sentimental keepsakes. The 1964 Kennedy half was the last U.S. circulating coin to be struck in 90% silver. Due to rising silver prices and hoarding, the Coinage Act of 1965 changed its composition. Vending machines and public transit systems were not calibrated for them. Their size and weight made them inconvenient. They largely disappeared from daily commerce by the 1980s. The collectible era ***. Since the 1970s, the half dollar has lived on almost exclusively as a collector and commemorative coin. The U.S. Mint produces proof and uncirculated versions for collectors, often in special silver compositions. Since 1982, it has been the primary canvas for a long series of commemorative issues, honoring everything from the bicentennial of the Constitution to the Purple Heart and Olympic Games.